The important thing about Brimstone cement is that there's nothing unique about it.
Concrete is among the world's most consumed materials, second only to water, and we're still making it the same way we always have, from imported, carbon-intensive cement.
Over the last 200 years, since modern cement and concrete were invented, the industry has basically not changed. Today, cement, aluminum, and steel are all produced in individual processes, and we produce on average 5 or 10 tons of waste for every ton of product we produce.
Right now, we are importing way too much cement from foreign countries, and what the Impact Act was going to do is lessen our dependence on foreign actors and create that self-reliance here within the United States of America.
What Brimstone really is doing is producing the most consumed materials that humanity uses in a substantially more efficient way.
A new kind of American company is emerging. Brimstone is one of them, producing cement, alumina, and other essential building materials in a scalable and more sustainable way.
We have figured out a way to produce these materials from a rock that can be found all over the United States in a way that makes almost no waste. So this is where we keep rocks from all over the country. Here's North Carolina, here's Arizona, here's Nevada, here's Minnesota.
And it's actually pretty simple. Limestone plus heat equals CO2 in the atmosphere. Calcium silicate plus heat, clean cement. Same product, zero emissions.
When we produce cement, we not only create a step change in economics, but we also can dramatically reduce CO2 emissions.
We follow the same kinds of standardized testing that any other cement producer would do. We put a test sample into a compression load machine, and then we see what the strength is.
6,000 PSI.
Yeah, so for
PSI, tell me.
So for standard cube about 6,500 is pretty typical.
Brimstone cement meets industry strength standards and is used in the same applications as traditional Portland cement.
We are turning a single product production process into a multi-product production process, and we have also run a successful pilot plant, and we are now in the early stages of engineering to build our first larger scale or commercial plant. Federal policy has played a critical role so far in building Brimstone and has a critical role to play in the future. I got 2 grants from the Department of Energy. One was through ARPA-E and one was through the Advanced Manufacturing Office. Without that government funds, I have no idea how I would have started.
Thank you, Chairman Bateman. I rise in strong support of H.R. 1534, the Innovative Mitigation Partnerships for Asphalt and Concrete Technologies Act, or more simply known as the Impact Act, which is a lot easier to say.
Co-sponsored by Representatives Max Miller and Valerie Foushee, the Impact Act shows what bipartisan innovation policy can look like. This type of cooperation enables the U.S. to rebuild manufacturing at home and lead the world in reinventing humanity's essential materials, all at a time when global demand is surging.
I believe regardless if you're a Republican, Democrat, or Independent, political affiliation doesn't matter because this just makes all the sense in the world to fortify our national security and to continue to build things here in the United States of America.
There is bipartisan support in the Senate on these efforts too, with the Concrete and Asphalt Innovation Act.
Right now within our country, data centers are popping up all over the place. When we are talking about making a product that is going to safeguard data centers and AI, concrete is still very important that those things be made here.
The Impact Act does 3 things. It funds research into cleaner cement, updates outdated procurement rules that have held the industry back, and helps American companies scale domestic materials.
This is going to be the start of being self-reliant upon Americans and the American economy to produce this concrete in a safer, more efficient way that is going to be cost-effective for everybody.
Policies like the Impact Act help innovative companies such as Brimstone move from the lab to full commercial production.
Carbon is not and should not be a driver of demand. The only thing that drives demand is cost. And the fact that we can source our rock in the United States for a plant in the United States is a huge cost saver. That means that, we can undercut competition, especially foreign competition, and bring manufacturing back to the United States.
This bill is the perfect example of how the federal government can advance tangible environmental goals for construction material production without sacrificing material performance or, more importantly, economic growth that benefits every single citizen throughout our country.
American innovation is only as strong as our ability to scale it, and the Impact Act is designed to do just that.
Brimstone would be the first American company to be a multinational cement producer, but beyond that, this dramatically reduced the cost of materials that are necessary for prosperity and has the potential to create economic growth that we haven't seen in decades in this country.